At first glance, Frieren Beyond Journey's End looks like a typical fantasy tale. It's got mages, demons, legendary battles. But the creators have hidden something much richer beneath the surface. Almost everything in this story is symbolic, an invitation to look beyond the fantasy. Season 1 of the anime unfolds like a pilgrimage, each arc inviting us not just to watch, but to reflect on life itself, how we measure time, how we face evil, how we discern our path, and how we walk alongside others. And here's how. Hey, I'm Father Roderick, I'm a priest and I'm a geek, and I love to share with you the deeper layers of the stories that you love. The very geography of the country in which this story takes place is a pilgrimage. It's got towns with German names that mark the stages of life. For instance, it starts in the south, Morgenrot, which means dawn. And then you've got, in the north, you've got Aureole, which means halo, kind of referring to the heavens. And this is in a region that is called Ende, the end. And the ultimate antagonist, the Demon King, is already gone before the series begins. Sounds familiar? It mirrors our own journey through life. Christians believe that Christ has already defeated death. But we still live in a world that is scarred by evil, and we're learning how to walk forward in hope, from the dawn to the end of our days. The series begins where most other stories would end. The great battle is over, but the real journey has just begun. Frieren is an elf who hardly ages. Years later, she returns to her old companions. But time has not stood still for them. Himmel, the human hero, has grown old. And when he dies, Frieren finally realizes how little she truly understood him. And that's the quiet tragedy of Frieren's life. She can live for centuries, but she misses the small moments that make life meaningful. The smiles, the moments of shared laughter, the fleeting things. Only when it's too late does she see what she has lost. And here's the deeper truth. We all wrestle with time like that. We live like we have endless tomorrows, but in truth, we only have today. Frieren's journey reminds us that the value of life is not measured in years, but in the moments of friendship that are right there in front of you, here and now. Later, Frieren meets Aura, the guillotine, a demon who rules through fear and cold logic. Aura is ruthless, convinced that domination is the only true strength. Frieren defeats her, not through rage or brute force, but with clarity and calm. There is no triumphal pose, no gloating, just the restoration of what is right. This is a lesson about power and restraint. True justice doesn't need spectacle. Mercy doesn't mean weakness. In a world where strength is often measured by who can shout the loudest, Frieren shows us a different kind of strength. Quiet, steady, righteous. On the road north, Frieren travels with Fern, her apprentice, and Stark, a warrior learning courage. For a time, they are joined by Sein, a priest. One day, he simply leaves. No drama, no fanfare, just a quiet decision to follow his calling and search for a lost friend. And that's vocation in a nutshell. It asks us to step away from what feels safe and to walk into the unknown. Each traveler in this story mirrors our own life's journey. Fern grows in maturity, Stark learns courage, Frieren slowly discovers empathy. And together they show us that journeys are not only about reaching destinations, they are about who we become along the way. To cross into the northern lands, Frieren must pass the first-class mage exam. And at first it looks like a classic shonen tournament arc, flashy duels, rivalries, contests of strength. But quickly it becomes something deeper. The exam isn't about raw power, it's about wisdom, humility, truth. One candidate deceives with illusions, others reveal arrogance, fear, or loyalty under pressure. The theme here is discernment, learning to separate what only shines on the surface from what is truly good. And isn't that what life is all about? Trying to see clearly even in the fog? For anyone who loves stories, Frieren is a masterclass in narrative craft. It takes familiar tropes, the hero's journey, the tournament arc, the pilgrimage, and reshapes them into something contemplative and fresh. The series slows down where others would speed up. It lingers on grief instead of rushing to glory. And it finds drama not only in battles, but also in silence, in choices, and even in farewells. It is proof that the most powerful stories don't always roar. Sometimes they gently whisper. And that is what makes Frieren so extraordinary. It doesn't explain everything to you. It gives you space to think, to feel, to reflect. Yes, it is a fantasy about mages and demons, but more than that, it is about us, about our mortality, about our memory, about our vocation, about what is justice, what is grace. Frieren invites us to pause and to believe that even in silence, even in loss, there is always meaning. And maybe that is why this quiet little anime has touched so many hearts. Because when we watch Frieren learn what it really means to live, we glimpse how we might live more deeply too. One final thing, I am currently writing a fantasy series that is inspired a lot by the anime series like Frieren that I love. If you want to find out more about it, make sure to be on my mailing list. Go to fatherroderick.com for more information. Thanks for watching. Follow for more.